most parents with a child with disabilities, you don't know what you don't know. Like, nobody teaches you this, right?
Fast forward to now, when she's 29, for her to live semi-independently or independently in her mind, that's what she wanted because that's what her brother and sister did.
I think it takes finding an organization that has clearly been at it for a while and understands that. The group home is an example. It's a commitment for life. And Jean shared that with us the first time we sat down. And again, the only way that Stephanie can be as happy as she is right now is because somebody thought about that. So.
Stephanie was born in Portland. She's the middle child, so she has an older sister, younger brother. I think that one of the things about her that we've noticed since she was young is that people practice mindfulness, where they have to take time to just think about what's going on at the moment, and she kind of practices that all the time, in that, whatever's going on at that moment, that's where she is.
Not a lot gets her down. She's usually almost always dancing, singing, or upbeat or positive, so that's kind of her in a nutshell.
When she turned 21, the next step was for us to go through Voc Rehab so they could help her find a job. During the assessment process, they determined that she was not eligible for competitive employment, but we knew that she would be able to work somewhere. We just needed to figure out what the steps were to get her there. And so Stephanie's friend Katie was working at Edwards, and so we went to check it out. In my mind, I thought she would just be sitting there all by herself counting widgets, and it would be so boring and just unfulfilling, and I wanted more for her. But when I went to visit, I saw that that was not what it was at all. What it was people like her sitting around doing different jobs, visiting, and so there was so much more social interaction. It wasn't just a solitary doing a mundane, repetitive job. At about the same time, her and Katie would participate in some of the activities here at the Aloha Community Center, bingo, bowling, some of the field trips, dances, barbecues, and some of the same people that were working in the facility also would attend those events. So she developed these friendships. She saw them here, then they taught her the skills to get the job at Genentech.
This is fun. Well, I wait here no times with my friends sometimes. Talk, my dancing, chilling. Here comes my friend. Hi, Bots.
Hi. Stephanie started at Genentech October the 17th, 2018. So Genentech, they make medicines for people.
Yep.
And it's an important job because it's medicines for big diseases, cancers and other things. And Stephanie, you like them a lot, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, they're very good people.
We'll ask her, we'll say, Stephanie, do you love your life? And she says, yes.
I think that's what the Edwards Center represents, is that recipe for taking those individuals and helping them have that life, a full life. So.
The day she got off the bus, waving and saying hi to everybody in the morning, saying good morning, how are you? Chit-chatting with her guys, sits down, gets ready to work. And I looked at her, I said, well, what can I help you with? She told me, I don't need you anymore. And that was a good thing because I did my job. She was okay. She was happy. She was independent. And I'll never forget that day.
We started looking at the group homes and learning more about those.
We were struggling personally with, are we doing the right thing? Are we, shirking our responsibilities as parents? But then getting to the point where, again, the care and the thoughtfulness that goes into it, there's a reason for the process, and the process works.
And, we talked to Stephanie, would you like to go and live with your friends, at this home? And she said, yeah. That was part of, I think, our decision of why we felt like it was okay to go ahead and move. And so once we got her settled in, within about 10 minutes of getting settled, she went in the living room, sat on the couch, and started watching a movie with them, and just completely ignored us. And so after a few minutes, we said, "Okay, Stephanie, we're going to go now." She turned around and said, "Bye." That's what they've done for her, is they kind of helped her transition to the next phase of her life in a very positive way.
What I would tell someone about the Edwards Center is that there's a promise that's made about how they're going to help you, and help your child or the person in your life with the disabilities, and give them something that, greater than what they have.